Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. If you are new to my channel, you are welcome. Please consider hitting on the subscribe button and also turn on your bell notification to be the first to be notified whenever I upload a new video. To my returning subscribers, I say a big thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. Thank you for sharing and thank you for your comments. I appreciate you all. So today's tutorial is going to be the making of this elegant monostrap dress with asymmetric neck, which is going to have an elastic, and it's going to have a bishop sleeves with elastic. So I'm going to use this African fabric, and it's 2.5 yards. You can use 3 yards if you want the dress to be very full, and it's going to have a belt with the same fabric. And you can use also the same fabric for the sleeves, but because it's less yard, that will not be enough for the tutorial. I decided to use this to combine the fabric for the sleeves. So I'm going to use this contrasting fabric for the sleeves, and I will use the main fabric for the edges of the sleeve where the elastic is going to be. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video. So let me put the sleeve fabric aside. So I folded it into 2 and folded it again into 4. This is the good side of the fabric and this is the wrong side. So to start with, I'm going to draw the border line. You always draw a border line when starting your cutting. So the measurements we'll be needing is the shoulder measurements and also your bust and the length of the dress. So I'm using 17 inches for the shoulder, and then the bust is 44 inches, and the length of the dress is 43 inches plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'm starting my vertical measurement. So this is the shoulder line. Then from the shoulder to the chest line is 8.5 inches, and I'm going to mark the 8.5 inches across and then square the line. If the line is visible. So I'm going to take the whole length of the fabric, which is 44 inches. So it's enough for the full length and then the hemming allowance. So now we are going to impute our horizontal measurements. Because it's a free dress, I'm going to divide the shoulder into 2. So the shoulder is 17 inches divided into 2 is 8.5 inches. So you are going to add extra 10 inches to the shoulder measurement. The neck is going to have elastic. So on the chest line, I'm going to mark quarter of my bust measurement, which is 11 inches, and I'm going to add extra 10 inches to the bust line. So to mark my armhole depth, I'm going to measure what I have on the shoulder line and then mark the same on the chest line so that I can get a straight line. So I got 18.5 inches. So on the chest line, I'll mark 18.5 inches again and then draw a straight line, which is my armhole depth. So this is it. On this armhole depth line, I'm going to be measuring what I have and divide it by 2. So I have 8.5 divided by 2 is 4.2. And I'm going to come in by 1/2 inch for the front armhole, because the front armhole is deeper than the back armhole. So I'm going to draw my armhole curve. So for the back armhole, I'm going to connect from this center mark to the armhole like this. So now we have our front armhole and our back armhole. Next, you come in about 4 inches for your shoulder because it's a monostrap dress. We are going to have a full shoulder on one side, and on the other side is going to be off shoulder. You can choose to make it 3 inches, but because I'm going to fold 1 inch for the elastic for the neck, so I'll mark 4 inches. And I'm going to mark 3 inches for the front neckline, for both the front and the back neckline, because we are cutting both the front and the back together. So I'm marking 3 inches for the front and the back neckline, 3 inches by 3 inches. We are not going to use this neckline, it's just going to be a guide. So on the shoulder, on the armhole here, I will just come in by half an inch and connect the shoulder like so. Hope you get me right. So the next thing to do is to connect from the bust point here. I'm going to connect with a straight roller down to the hemline. So on the hemline, I'm going to go up by 2 inches and then curve it inside the length. The next thing to do is to cut it out. So I'll be cutting the neckline first. It's just a guide. And then cut the shoulder, then cut the armhole. I'm cutting the back armhole first. So this is it. Let me open it up to see how it looks before cutting the symmetric neckline. So guys, I've turned it to the good side now. So this is the front and the back together. So now you determine where you want your asymmetric neckline to be. So in this case, I want the shoulder to be on the left, and then the off shoulder will be on the right. So we assume this is the left and then this is the right. So what I'm going to do now is to create the neckline. So where we came in by 4 after the armhole, we came in by 4. That's for the main shoulder. From these 4 inches, we are going to connect all the way to this armhole here. And on the chest line, you can come up by, let's say 1.5 inches or 2 inches. Let's say 2 inches from the chest line. So in the center front and the center back, I'm going to be marking 5 inches. So now I'll connect from this neckline. You can use a curved ruler or you can use your free hand, but I want to try the free hand for it. So you connect the line from the shoulder here like so, and then you take it to the armhole here. So guys, this is going to be the off shoulder, and then this is going to be the shoulder. So the next thing to do now is to cut it out. Our bodice is ready. You can see. So here is going to have elastic. So I'm going to put it aside so that we cut the sleeves. So guys, I've cut down the sleeves. So this sleeve is for the full shoulder, and I use my basic sleeve pattern. I have a lot of tutorials on my channel that I'll be linking down for you to go and learn how to cut a basic sleeve pattern. So I have it there. I added 3 inches to the bottom. So I use half of my round armhole measurement, which is 8.5 inches, and I added 2.5 inches for the sewing allowance. And at the bottom part of the sleeve, I added almost 5 inches for the elastic down. You see, the elastic will come here, but I'm going to be joining the fabric at the bottom of the sleeve like this, so the fabric will show at the bottom where the elastic is going to be for the sleeve. So I cut it down for the 2 sleeves, and I cut 2.5 inches when folded is 1.2 inches, and I'll be using half an inch for the sewing allowance down. So going to the off shoulder sleeve, as you can see here, I cut out this side, I removed the cap height, and I added 1 inch to the cap height here. So let's say this is 19.3 inches plus 19 almost 3 inches here, and I added 1 inch for the elastic up, and also I'll be adding the main fabric at the bottom of the sleeve to put our elastic. So this is it. So the next thing to do now is to get the body of the sleeve for the off shoulder side. I'm going to place it on the side of the sleeve like this, and then cut it out. So this is it for the off shoulder sleeve, because this is going to come here and it's going to have elastic at the top, like so, for the off shoulder sleeve. So for the full shoulder, because this shoulder side is going to be on my right, you can put it on the left, you can put it on the right. So I think I'll put it on the left side of the dress. So this side is going to be for the front of the dress, because the shoulder side is going to be on the left hand side. So what I'm going to do now is to tip in the armhole of the front one. I'll take the center, that's 1/2, and I'll come in by 1/2 inch, and then I'll mark the armhole. The front armhole that I dip in whilst cutting it has gone to this side, because I want the sleeve, the main shoulder sleeve should be here on the left. So I have to remark the front armhole on this side. So that's what I'm doing now. Only one piece, you are not cutting the two. This for the front, the back armhole is already cut. So this is the front armhole, and then this is the back. So coming back to the sleeve, the main sleeve, because the main sleeve is going to be on the left, so I will dip in the front armhole on the sleeve. So by doing that, I'll take the pattern that I used for the sleeve, then I will dip in the armhole here. So I'm going to place it on the sleeve and then dipping it. Sorry, my camera went off, so whilst dipping the front side of the sleeve, it's not recorded. So now the front and the back of our bodice is ready, and also the full sleeve and then the off shoulder sleeve is also ready. So what we are going to do now is to start joining the pieces together. And to do that, I'm going to flip the dress to the wrong side like so. I'll be joining this shoulder. After joining the shoulder, I will take 1/2 inch to join both sides of the dress. After joining both sides of the dress, I will go down and then hem the bow down part of the dress. Also, I will take the sleeve and join the sleeve also with 1/2 inch on the side, and also on the off shoulder sleeve, I also join 1/2 on the side. And then after, I'll come and show you the next thing to do. So guys, I'm done joining the sides of the dress, and then I join the sleeves. This is the shoulder sleeve, and then this is the off shoulder sleeve on this side, and I've gone ahead and joined the 4 pieces. So what I'm going to do next is to fix the sleeves onto the body. I'll fix the main shoulder sleeve and then the off shoulder sleeve Then after doing that, I'll go ahead and hem all the edges with 1 inch for the elastic. And I'll come back and show you the next thing to do. So fellow soulmates, I'm done joining all our dress. As you can see, on the sleeve, I left a gap to pass the elastic through. You can see there's a 1 inch gap here where I'll be passing the elastic through. And I'll do the same thing to the off shoulder sleeve. It also has a gap where I'll pass the elastic through here. There's a gap here. And also I went ahead and fold the neck with 1 inch. I fold it all around, as you can see, and I left a gap here to pass the elastic through. So guys, I'm going to fix the elastic. After inserting the elastic, I'll be crossing back the gap I left for the elastic, and I'll do the same to the other sleeve and also to the neckline. So this is the elastic I'm using, and it's less than half an inch elastic. Yes, it's less than half an inch, 0.3. So this is the elastic I'm going to use for the sleeves and also for the neck. And also I have a long strip of fabric, and I folded it into 2. I cut 4 inches and I folded it into 2. Use ½ inch to sew, and I'm left with 2 inches. And I cut a long one. That's the belt I'm going to use for the body. And also you can go ahead and fix inside pockets, but in this case I don't want pockets in my own. So let me just go and do that, and then come and show you the finishing look. So if you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe if you've not done so. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.